So yes, they were recruiting during the bye week. What really irked me about what James Franklin said was he understands it and everyone microanalyzes things after they lose. But what his defense was specifically was the fact that if they were then to win this football game, but then not have as good of a recruiting class next year, everybody would be wondering why they spent 2 weeks preparing for Oregon instead of recruiting. Let me make it very clear. Nobody is complaining about you preparing for Oregon for 2 weeks if we win the football game and then we don't get Joe Schmo out of high school. Because guess what? With the transfer portal, Joe Schmo might be gone in a year and a half anyway. But the most important thing is you don't think winning that football game might maybe make the difference for the 150 recruits that were at the game? You don't think that would make the most important difference to those people in the recruiting world? I thought that was a terrible thing that Franklin said there. That made zero sense. You cannot talk to me and tell me anything he did flying around in his helicopter did more for recruiting than winning the football game on Saturday. That is just stupid. The stupidest thing, probably the top 10 stupidest things James Franklin's ever said in a press conference. Because if he wins that game, yes, Penn State's probably number one or number two. Everyone's excited. That fades over time. I agree with him on that. But most importantly, in the recruiting side of things, is he begins to lift that monkey off his back that is the 4-20 against top 10 teams. He can now go into neighborhoods and say, I whooped up on Dan Lanning, who's like the up-and-coming rising star that everybody wants to play for. They just got a kid from McDonough who's a true freshman who just whooped your ass. And you want to talk about recruiting?